So we're going to go over the Nearpod Articles of Confederation, which was done in class on 10/8 to 10/9. Remember, if you miss class, you're responsible for doing the independently paced Nearpod activities. So start by clicking. And then it says, last class we talked about the preamble of the Constitution and what the goals were of the preamble. This class we're going to be talking about why the Constitution was written, specifically what was so wrong with the Articles of Confederation that made it necessary to write a completely new document. To do the student paced Nearpod, if you weren't in class below, follow the directions below. So join with this code at join.nearpod.com. So you're going to copy this code, open up a new tab, join.nearpod.com. Paste the code EQSKZ and hit join. You're going to put in your name and then hit join lesson. So, Social Studies U.S. History, Articles of Confederation. This was a Nearpod created by a Nearpod employee. This is by Paul Thiebert, secondary teacher. Okay, this is the guy who did it. Just skip through. So the objectives. Students will evaluate the effectiveness of the Articles of Confederation. Students will compare the strengths and weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. So we have our first open-ended question. You're going to pause here if you need to. Pause the video. Activating prior knowledge. Why would Americans not want to have a king? So pause and take a second to answer the question. Okay, after you hit submit, Articles of Confederation. The first try by Americans at a form of government without a king or queen. The Articles set up a Congress in which each state had one vote. Every state had to agree to make any changes. 9 of the 13 had to agree to make any laws. Each state had its own government that had powers different from the federal, which is the national government. Okay, we have a poll here. Predicting which of the following would cause the biggest problem. A, all 13 states had to agree to change the articles. 9 out of the 13 states had to agree to make any laws, or each state had its own government. Click your answer and then hit submit. If you need a moment to think, pause the video. So, national government under the Articles of Confederation. The Congress could declare war and make peace with other countries, borrow money and set up the value of money, weights and measures, and establish a postal service. The Congress could not enact or collect taxes. Only states did this. Enforce laws, because there was no executive branch. Or resolve conflicts between states. They had no judicial branch. Another poll. What is your favorite color? Make your choice, then try to convoke everyone to agree with you. So we have red, blue, green, purple, black, pink. Okay, open-ended question. How hard do you think it would be to convince people to pick your favorite color instead? Why would it be hard to make laws this way? So if you need a second to answer, pause the video now. Okay. Challenge to power, Shays Rebellion. 1786. Many farmers in western Massachusetts were upset about increased state taxes. But in January of 1787, Daniel Shays led 1,200 farmers as an army to take over the state arsenal. State militia stops them and kills 4 of them. This event led to more people to suggest a stronger national government. Then, in May 1787, 12 states sent delegates to the Constitutional Convention to fix the Articles of Confederation. Now, you may choose to watch this video if you would like. You can pause this video to watch it. Pause now. Okay, so then you'll be asked to draw a poster to support Shays' rebellion. Then you'll have another open-ended question. The other side of the issue: if you were in Congress, what would you do to prevent more rebellions? If you need a second to answer your question, pause now. Which should be stronger? Strong central government or strong states? In a strong central government, power comes from the people. In a new plan of government, the central government should be stronger than the states. But with strong states, power comes from the states. Under an updated Articles of Confederation, the states should remain stronger than the central government. Okay, another poll. Which do you think should be stronger? Central government, which is the federal or national government, or the state governments? If you need a second to think, pause now. When they finally got to the Constitutional Convention, there were conflicts between states. There was the large states versus the small states. The large states thought Congress should be made of 2 houses. The number of representatives in each house should be based on population. The small states thought Congress should have 1 house, and each state should have 1 vote. There was also North versus South. The North thought enslaved people should not be counted when deciding the number of representatives. However, they thought enslaved people should be counted when charging taxes. The South thought the opposite. The South thought enslaved people should count when determining representatives, and enslaved people should not count when charging taxes. You're going to draw a poster to support either large or small states. Pause now if you need a moment. And now we have a short quiz. Question 1. Which of the following is not a weakness under the Articles? No judicial branch to solve problems between states. No executive branch to enforce laws. No way to collect taxes. Or no way to make peace treaties with other countries. Question 2. Why did residents of small states want every state to have 1 vote? A, so they could have more power than citizens of larger states. B, so they could protect their interest from larger states. C, so large states would have more power, so medium states would have most power. How did Shays' rebellion help to lead to changing the Articles of Confederation? A, the rebellion showed how the national government was too weak to enforce laws or collect taxes. B, the rebellion showed how America should have been a kingdom. C, the rebellion showed how the state governments were stronger. D, the rebellion showed that farmers had too many guns. Number 4, what did states from the North and South disagree about? A, how to count enslaved people for sale. B, how to count enslaved people for taxes and representation. C, how to get more people to enslave. D, how to outlaw slavery. Question 5. Why did Americans want such a weak national government? A, they were not sure who should be king, so they outlawed kings. B, George Washington refused to become king because he had no children to pass on the monarchy. C, they were afraid that a king would become a tyrant, just like the one they fought the revolution about. D, they always wanted strong state governments. Then, once you're done with those questions, it'll just take you to a resource page. And that's it. Good job.